At Element Optics, we aim to provide the best product possible within the given price tier of each model, and we feel that with our flagship model, the Element Nexus, we've really nailed that on the head. We've held nothing back in terms of design, in terms of features, in terms of quality control, and in this video we're going to run through some of the features that we feel make this scope the perfect flagship. The first thing you will notice about the Element Nexus is that it is a pretty compact, lightweight rifle scope. We've got a 30mm main tube with a 50mm objective lens. It's one solid tube of aircraft grade aluminum, and the whole idea with the scope is that you've got it lightweight enough to hike up mountains and hunt with, but with good enough glass and good enough internal components that you could use it in an NRL competition or in a bench rest competition. It's the all-round package. This is a first focal plane scope, which means that the reticle subtensions remain the same at all magnifications. In other words, the reticle zooms with the image so that you don't need to do any math. The reticle is calibrated at all magnifications. The magnification ranges from 5 times to 20 times. It's a 4 times zoom, and we've intentionally limited it to 4 times zoom because one of the big problems with first focal plane rifle scopes is that the reticle tends to become too thin or too thick, and we wanted it to be usable at all magnifications. We've also ensured that this rifle scope can be used on all different kinds of rifles. It's tested and manufactured to be used on up to 50 BMG, but with the parallax going down to 10 yards or 10 meters, it's also entirely usable and suitable for air guns. And to add to that, we do also have an illuminated reticle with 10 illumination settings with an off switch in between, so you can easily get back to the setting you want. And that just will help you to see your reticle in adverse or difficult light conditions. The turrets themselves are tactical style turrets without caps, so a little bit more suited to shooters who like to dial all the time. And they feature a tool-free resettable system where you can actually reset the turret back to 0 or slip it wherever you want without tools. And because this is well machined and with very tight tolerances, the system won't move at all. There's very little wiggle, and it's impossible for the system to slip by itself. Even if your cap is slightly loose, it's not going to go anywhere. And might I add, just listen to these clicks. That'll put a smile on any seasoned long-range shooter's face for sure. The turrets feature 80 MOA or 23 mils of total internal travel, which is quite a lot for a 30mm tube scope, but more importantly, the glass remains crystal clear even at the elevation extremes, which can't be said about many scopes. The Element Nexus turrets feature 10 milliradians or 20 MOA per revolution. That will allow you to really reach out very far without going more than one full revolution. But if you do and you lose your place, there is a very hard mechanical zero stop which snaps into place. It feels really good. So it's almost impossible to actually lose your zero if you've got the zero stop set. The zero stop, however, is removable. So if you don't want it, you can simply remove 3 Allen screws and pull it right off. Reticles are extremely important, and we know it's the one thing that many people disagree on, so it's important to offer a variety. We have 4 reticles available for the Element Nexus, 2 MOA reticles and 2 MRAD reticles, with the turrets being in the same units as the reticles for each model. The MOA reticles are expedited hold reticles designed by Ted Beer, and the MIL reticles are APR or all-purpose reticles designed by myself. And the idea here is that there is one clean or simple and one dirty or complex reticle for each unit. An easy way to remember it is that the clean reticles are the C variants and the dirty reticles are the D variants. This one, for example, is an APR 1C. The clean design means that there aren't any unnecessary hold points that can distract you if you're somebody who likes to dial. So if you just want a clean setup, you're not planning to do crazy holdovers in the field, then you'd probably want the C reticles. And if you're someone who is, for example, an NRL or PRS shooter and needs to be able to make quick holds without having time to dial, then the D reticles might be more suitable to you. Moving on, the Element Nexus does come standard with a sunshade, with a removable throw lever, and with a neoprene cover. The throw lever is very simple to remove. You basically unthread it. So if that's going to get in the way of your bolt or get in the way of a scope camera setup or anything, you can take it off, and the magnification ring still turns very easily without it. I know that many of you are going to want to ask about the glass, and we've really held nothing back here, which is partly why the Element Nexus is at a steeper price point than the Titan or the Helix, for example. These are Japanese lenses. They are fully multi-coated, which means that every single lens element in the scope has 5 anti-reflective coatings. The objective lens and the ocular lens each have an anti-fouling coat, which means that any dirt or any oil will not stick to it. It makes it much easier to clean and ensures that you get the best sight picture at all times. And to add to that, the light transmission of this whole optical system is more than 91%. Now, if you look at some of the top German scopes such as Schmidt & Bender and Zeiss, you'll see that the Nexus is comparable to those, which is awesome for a variable zoom 30mm rifle scope with such a small objective lens. Really, really good. So that's our overview of the Element Optics Nexus. We are particularly proud of this model. We think you'll absolutely love it. If you want more information, you can go to our website or you can contact us directly. And if you already own an Element Nexus, you can tag us on social media with the hashtag #SeeItSendIt. We'd love to see what you're up to. If you have any more questions or queries, we're going to be doing more informational videos like this in the future, so subscribe to us on social media platforms. And if you have a problem with your scope, our lifetime warranty has it covered. Thanks for watching.